Good evening. Could I have ladies and gentlemen grab a seat? Looks like everybody's actually sitting. Before we start tonight, if folks could put their cell phones in vibrate or quiet mode so that the ringer doesn't go off during the ceremony, that'd be great. So ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Phones off. And I think we're ready to begin. I'll turn it over to Senior Patrol Leader Thomas Walsh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the flag ceremony. Troop 516, advance the colors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will Dave Burnett please lead us in Scout oath?
I will do my best to do my duty to God my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Post the colors. Please be seated.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Dave Walsh. I'm a committee member for Troop 516. I will be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. On behalf of Stoughton Boy Scout Troop 516, I welcome you all to this Eagle Court of Honor for Garrett Robert McCormick. Our ceremony this evening is being held in the First United Methodist Church, which has sponsored Troop 516 for 59 years, since 1956. Troop 516 is grateful to Reverend Cho, pastor of the First United Methodist Church, and to the church's Board of Trustees for the continued support of the troop's activities and for allowing us to meet here this evening. Welcome. I would like to call upon Reverend Cho to offer an opening prayer at this time.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for bringing us here safely to celebrate this important moment in Garrett's life. We give you thanks for all of the people who have supported Garrett along this path of becoming an Eagle Scout, his family, leaders, fellow Scouts, and friends. We thank you also for the blessings that you have bestowed upon Garrett throughout his life. We're so grateful that Garrett has chosen to use his gifts to do good things in the world, and we pray that you would continue to encourage him. We pray that you would bless Garrett tonight and that you would continue to bless him in his life. Loving God, add your blessing to this celebration. We pray in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. The first part of this evening is troop advancements and awards. To present the awards for troop advancement achievements since the troop's last Court of Honor, held on May 30th, 2014. I would now like to introduce Scoutmaster Steve Comeau.
Good evening. The Scouts, as they go through the years in summer camp, they earn merit badges and they earn ranks from tenderfoot all the way up to Eagle. And they usually get their merit badges, but these are cards that they also have for the records that we give out at these ceremonies. So I'd also like to have come up and help me former Scoutmaster John Racicot. John Cotler. I saw them both sitting there. John Cotler, please. Yes. I see. The ice is broken. We're all set. 2 for 1. Treasurer Fred Barksdale. You want to come up? Committee Chair Debbie Zorn, and Assistant Scoutmaster, should I get his name right? Joe Bodett. And we'll give everyone a couple there. And we're going to start off with Anthony Foley, earning merit badges, canoeing, geology, leatherwork, soil, and water. Cast and frame, first class, in style. Jack Goldberg, canoeing, citizenship in the world, communication, fire safety. And Brendan Harrington, fingerprinting and swimming.
And I have Nick Comeau, who has earned cooking and wilderness survival merit badges and has done his Order of the Arrow Ordeal. And James Comeau, metalwork and robotics.
James has aged out. So he's one of the adults now that comes to the meetings.
William Billy Campanario, sit in the community, cooking, metalwork, and robotics.
Charlie Morgan. Lady here in climbing, fingerprinting, rifle shooting, swimming.
Trevor Simmons,
Cooking, wilderness survival. Ryan Tucker, and the rank second class.
Joshua Lyons, he's not here tonight, but he earned climbing, rifle shooting, and swimming. This is Nate Bodett, he earned canoeing, citizenship in the nation, communication, cooking, metalwork, motorboating, robotics, welding, and the OA ordeal.
Nikhil Kahan has earned climbing, fingerprinting, rifle shooting, and swimming. Nice job. Eric Anderson, not here today. You got canoeing, cooking, wilderness survival,
second class, and also tenderfoot. And Brendan Buckley earned canoeing, cooking, and wilderness survival.
Okay, before you move. Also, when you're a member of a Boy Scout troop, you get a card saying this certifies that the scout name or the committee person's name is a member of Boy Scouts of America Troop 516, Stoughton, Mass., and is entitled to all the rights and privileges thereof to the last day of December 2015 through the calendar year. So don't worry about any applause right now, but Mikhail Khan, Logan McCormick, Anthony Foley, Assistant Scoutmaster James Comeau, Assistant Scoutmaster Dave Graver, and Committee Member Arlene Graver. Committee Member Arthur Malik. Former Scoutmaster and Committee Member Mark Racicot. Former Scoutmaster and Committee Member John Cobbett.
I'm not coming back.
I got the name wrong once.
Thank you.
Thank you. And former Scoutmaster and Committee Member Chris Ernst. Chris in? And then Committee Member and Assistant Scoutmaster Brian Ernst. Brian's not here. Okay. All right, thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Comeau. Thanks to the committee members and to you Scouts for accomplishments made during the year since our last Eagle Corps. I'd like to have former committee chair and current Troop Eagle Scout counselor Arlene Graber please come forward to help me introduce and receive the members of tonight's Eagle Corps. Arlene. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thanks for keeping me straight. Okay, it's now my pleasure to introduce the members of the Eagle Court of Honor. When I call your name, please come forward and take a seat up at the dais. Jean Santorielli. If I butcher anybody's name, don't be offended. Jean is Squanto District Eagle Advisor and District Commissioner. Mark Hogan, aide to Representative Kafka. Cynthia Walsh, member of the Stoughton Board of Selectmen. Dr. Urell, Chairman of the Stoughton School Committee. I have Greg Goldberg, Deputy Chief of the Stoughton Fire Department. And Mark Racicot, past Scoutmaster, Troop 516. Welcome for joining us. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the members of the Eagle Court of Honor who are also members of our troop. When I call your name, please stand. You can stay in your seat, just please stand and want to be recognized. Arthur Malik, committee member, Troop 516. Often referred to as Dr. Arthur Malik, I'm sorry. Peter Buckley, committee member, Troop 516. Mike Harrington, committee member, Troop 516. Joe Bodette, assistant scoutmaster, Troop 516. James Comeau, assistant scoutmaster, Troop 516. Billy Campanario, assistant scoutmaster, Troop 516. Leslie Bornstein, committee member, Troop 516. And last but not least, Paula Cohen, committee member, Troop 516. Thank you. You may take your seats. Welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the Eagle Court assembled for this evening's ceremony. With the court now assembled, I turn the program over once again to Senior Patrol Leader Thomas Walsh.
May I have the lights on, please? This great world of ours is growing dark with all its problems. Many cannot see the right path to follow, so they wander up, taking wrong turn after wrong turn. But penetrating this darkness is the light of the spirit of scouting that offers a glimmer of hope for a better world. It is a light that must be kept burning in the heart of every scout, now as he grows into manhood. All scouts live by a code known as the Scouting. It describes the 3 duties that each boy must accept. The first is his duty to God and country.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country.
The second is his duty to other people.
To be able to go on and help other people.
And the third is his duty to himself.
To keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
The light of the spirit of scouting also grows by following the scout law every day in everything scouts do. The boys will now recite each of the 12 points of the scout law.
A scout is trustworthy. A scout is loyal.
Scout is helpful. Scout is friendly.
Scout is courteous.
Scout is kind.
Scout is obedient.
A scout is cheerful. A scout is thrifty.
Scout is brave. Scout is clean.
Scout is reverent.
We began in almost total darkness. Now with the light of these candles, we can see one another well. So it is that the spirit of scouting lights our way as we travel the road into the bright future.
Thanks, John. It's now my pleasure now to introduce James Comeau, who will give the meaning of the eagle.
The meaning of the eagle. It takes determination, perseverance, and love of scouting to achieve the eagle rank. Only 5% of all Boy Scouts in scouting reach eagle. The requirements to become an eagle are several. You must be active in a troop and a patrol for at least 6 months before attaining life rank. You must show scout spirit, and you must complete a total of 21 merit badges. Of these merit badges, 12 are mandatory, the so-called Eagle merit badges. Additionally, while a Life Scout, you must serve at least 6 months in a leadership position. Such as positions might be a senior patrol leader, troop guide, quartermaster, assistant senior patrol leader, and others as determined by the needs of the Scoutmaster. While a Life Scout, you served as historian, patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, and senior patrol leader. The most challenging requirement towards Eagle is to plan, develop, and give leadership to others in a service project which benefits a school, place of worship, or your community. You chose to design and build 4 raised garden beds for the Dot Elementary School students to use as part of their curriculum. A project that is useful, meaningful, and lasting. You developed a plan for this project and received all the necessary approvals, raised all the money needed, and obtained all your supplies. You gained adult and scout assistance for the project under your supervision, kept detailed records of the work progress, including labor and cost statistics, and took photographs to document your progress. You acted as a liaison between the troop and the beneficiary, and you wrote a report detailing the project. Your project report will be displayed following the ceremony tonight. All of these requirements were completed prior to your 18th birthday, and you sat for an adult board of review made up of council leaders and members of your own troop committee. Lastly, your completed record was reviewed by National BSA in Texas, and now you're an Eagle Scout. Garrett, as an Eagle Scout, your family and friends and your troop will look at you differently. You set a goal of Eagle and you made it. Congratulations. I hereby call this Eagle Court of Honor. Will the name of the candidate be introduced?
Yes, it is my pleasure to introduce Garrett Robert McCormick.
Very good. Could I ask Logan McCormick, please escort Garrett to the dais? Brother and brother. Perfect. Thank you. Could I have Logan please escort Mr. and Mrs. McCormick to the dais? Guys look perfect. Thank you. Please be seated. I now call on Brandon Cohen to present Garrett's scouting history.
Garrett started out in Cub Scout Pack 24 of Stoughton, Mass. He entered into scouting as a Wolf Scout, then progressed to Bear Scout, and finally ended his time in Cub Scouts as a Weeblo, where he earned his Arrow of Light. After Cub Scouts, Garrett joined Troop 516 with a group of friends. From the start, he had no idea that he wanted to become an Eagle Scout. As a young scout, he sat in the front rows watching numerous courts of honor go by, just like the Scouts are doing today. Not exactly enjoying them, but wondering how much longer they would drag on. The best part about them was the reception afterwards. What really motivated him was the fact that the Eagle Scout is the high point of Boy Scouts. Garrett didn't want to look back on his time in Scouts and not have achieved the highest rank, so he had some work to do. Along with advancing ranks, he had to hold leadership positions, and along the way, he made many, many memories. To Garrett, the best part of scouting was the camping trips. In particular, a handful stood out more than the rest, one of which was the Martha's Vineyard bike trip. On this trip, the troop loaded up a ferry full of gear, bikes, food, and scouts. Once they got on the island, they unloaded everything, hopped on their bikes, and headed out for the campground. The campground is more centrally located on the island near the airport, and the turn into it is easy to miss if you don't really know where you're going. The faster group of bike riders rode ahead of the slow guys and the adults with the gear, and they forgot to leave someone at the turn to let the end of the group know they had reached the campground. Because of this, they kept going straight for another couple miles until they realized they had gone too far. Mr. Zorn was one of the unlucky adults to get stuck with the last group. I didn't think we'd ever hear the end of it from him. On this trip, we did about 30 miles of riding over the long weekend. Along with the ups, there were the downs, as a few boys had wiped out. In particular is when Steven Stenstrom rear-ended Garrett, throwing Steven over his handlebars. Another time, Steven Zorn threw himself over his handlebars while trying to ride his bike down a sandy hill. Also in the campground, there was a path that led down a hill to a pond. The path had stairs that led down the hill. Well, a group of kids decided it would be fun to see who could ride down them. Watching Brian Walsh do it, Garrett decided it was his turn, and everything went well until a small rock stopped his bike. All right, excuses. Throwing him over the handlebars into a small pine tree. Even with a few minor injuries, the bike trip was still one of the best. Another memorable trip was the Saco River canoe trip, spending Memorial Day canoeing miles and miles of river. The boys have a blast. At times, there are water fights with squirt guns and splashing of paddles, and if you get close enough, you might even have the chance to flip another canoe. But if you have someone like Stenstrom in your canoe, you didn't need someone else to do it because he had it covered all on his own. At one point, he had to throw his paddle in the back to engage in a water fight. Only he had thrown his paddle overboard. When he had leaned over to get it, he leaned past the tipping point, capsizing the canoe. This seemed to happen a lot with Stenstrom. Every time he fought physics won. $1 can't buy much, but at the campground it bought 4 bomb bags, and those alone were enough to keep the boys entertained. Now, explaining, bomb bags are baking soda and vinegar in a little bag, and when you pop them, they make a really loud noise. Practically buying them by the box, you could hear them exploding all over the campground. One day, a group of boys, led by Garrett, thought it would be funny to wake up the adults, or one of the adults, Mr. Dunbar, by throwing 5 of them in his tent. Well, payback's you know what. So the next morning, Garrett's tent was woken to 20 bomb bags cooked and ready to explode. As soon as Garrett tried to throw one out, it got sent back in and the zipper held tight, so all there was left to do was ride out the storm. After it was over, there was a puddle of vinegar and baking soda. Garrett was the lucky winner who got to take the tent home full of the vinegar and baking soda and clean it. Overall, the Saco trip was one of Garrett's favorites. The trip that took the most dedication and time was the Florida Sea Base trip. In order to go, the boys had to raise a bunch of money. To do so, their main seller was beef jerky at the Patriots games. The boys also did things like car washes and even a little hard labor at the Zorn's house. But in the end, it was all worth it. Garrett was made assistant crew leader on the trip under Nolan Frayne, who was the crew leader. On the trip, the boys sailed around the Florida Keys on a 72-foot schooner named the Pirate's Lady. Along with sailing around, the boys went snorkeling at the coral reefs and spent one of the days in the Key West. Getting to do this was by far one of the coolest things scouting offered Garrett. How could summer camp get overlooked? Every year, the troop spent a week in Jaffrey, New Hampshire at Camp Winosted. This is where most of the boys earned the majority of their merit badges. A few of Garrett's favorites were rifle, shotgun sailing, and water sports. One of the best times during camp was free period. And one of Garrett's favorite things to do during free period was take the sunfish sailboats out along with a group of boys and sail around the pond. Something you have to know about 516, though, is we're notorious for breaking boats. So once, while sailing, Garrett's boat's tiller ripped off from the rudder, rendering the boat unable to steer. Another time, another boat T-boned Garrett and somehow snapped half of the clips that held the sail onto the boom and mast. Other than just about every boat capsizing at one point, some on purpose, some not. Garrett's last year of camp, he was determined to climb the top of Mount Monadnock with fellow scout myself, Brandon Cohen. With only about 15 boys from the camp going on the trip, and they made the record time climb, coming to the top and back. The view from the top was magnificent, and before they knew it, they were in a cloud. Yes, a cloud had encircled the top of the mountain. Many memories were made at that camp, and every year Garrett was excited to go back. Other than the fun stuff and more on the business end, Garrett has done a lot in the troop. He has advanced through 7 ranks, the 7th being Eagle. He had held various roles in the troop. First, he was the historian, followed by the patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, and finally, senior patrol leader. Garrett also earned special recognitions of snorkeling BSA and assistant crew leader. This is only a brief summary, but it shines a light on the most memorable times Garrett spent in scouting. Congratulations.
Thanks, Brandon. Still trying to understand who started the boat fight. I now call upon past Scoutmaster Mark Racicot to come forward and give the Eagle charge.
Garrett, congratulations. It's an honor to have been asked to give the Eagle charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. All of us who know you congratulate you on this achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of both honor and responsibility. The Eagle rank is, in part, a recognition of the work that you've done, not only the work on your merit badges and your advancements, but also your acceptance of the increasing leadership responsibility within the troop, as well as your participation in various service projects. But achieving the rank of Eagle is much more than that. Your Eagle rank identifies you as someone of whom much is expected in the future. As an Eagle Scout, you have, like it or not, assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to your God and to your country, to your fellow Scouts, and to humankind in general. Our first president, George Washington, is quoted as saying, "A primary object should be the education of our youth in the science of government. In a republic, what species of knowledge can be equally important, and what duty more pressing than communicating it to those who are to be the future guardians of the liberties of the country? I charge you to undertake your citizenship and the responsibilities you learn through your 3 citizenship merit badges with a solemn dedication and to help continue the greatness of this country." Our 65th, and I ask you if you know this, our 65th Secretary of State, General Colin Powell, once said, our responsibility as lucky Americans is to try to give back to this country as much as it has given to us as we continue our American journey together. Garrett, I charge you to give back to this country as a leader and lead only towards the best. Regarding leadership, another general, Norman Schwarzkopf, is quoted as saying, "Leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. But if you must be without one, be without the strategy. Keep the character." I charge you to lift up every task you do and every office you hold, whether it's in business, your local church, or in the military. Undertake it with the highest level of service to your fellow citizens. Live and serve so that those who know you will likewise be inspired to do their best. General Douglas MacArthur, you seeing a theme here? General Douglas MacArthur said, "A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent." I charge you to be among those leaders who dedicate their skills and ability to the common good. I further charge you to work with other Eagle Scouts, all the other Scouts here, and society as a whole, to do what you have done in what you've seen done in Troop 516, which is to look beyond the small differences that we have on political views, religious affiliations, and that sort of thing, and work together for a common cause. And lastly, I charge you to do all of this with the same sense of humor that you had when you were in Scouting. I ask all of you later downstairs at the reception, ask Garrett about his pine tree branch cigar, which was one of the best practical jokes that was played on me during a dozen or so years at 516. So finally, Garrett, on behalf of the Court of Honor of Troop 516, Old Colony Council, and the Boy Scouts of America, I congratulate you and your parents and wish you great success in your future.
Thanks, Mark. Excellent charge. I'll be interested in that cigar story as well. I would like to ask Steve Comeau and Arlene Graber to come forward to present the Eagle Award.
We have different awards for the family members. The first is Garrett and his parents. Please stand. First is Mrs. McCormick will pin the Eagle badge on Garrett's left pocket. Mr. McCormick will present Garrett with the Eagle certificate. And then, Garrett, why don't you put that down? And Garrett will present his mother with some flowers and a mother's pin. Do you know which one you want? Mother's pin. And Garrett will present his father with a father's pin. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now present our newest Eagle Scout, Garrett Robert McCormick.
Now we go into the letters of citation for the Eagle ceremony. And by the way, Garrett, when you jam the pin in, isn't that like a Marine Corps thing, not an Army thing?
No, it's all branches.
Okay.
You can't do it.
All right. I'll now ask Scoutmaster Steve Master to come forward and present the true gift. We did that. So now I am going on to the presentation. I'd like to ask Gene Sentinelli to present the National Scouting Office and the Old Colony Council BSA letter.
Congratulations. Dear Garrett, congratulations, you're an Eagle Scout. With the completion of the requirements, you have mastered many skills and made the Scout Oath and Law part of your life. Eagle Scouts exemplify hard work, strong character, and now participate fully in their proud tradition and heritage. Excuse me. The Eagle rank is the beginning, not the end, of your journey. As an Eagle Scout, much is expected of you in your community, in your religion, in your family, in your scouting life, and filled with expectation in each new recognition, you are obligated to seek broader horizons. This is from the President, Wayne Perry, Wayne Broderick, Chief Executive Scout. The Old Colony Council congratulates you on having become an Eagle Scout. You have now reached the pinnacle of scouting. You have doubtedly proud. You may be doubtedly proud because only a small percentage of Scouts obtain this goal, approximately 4% in Old Colony. You are sure to have spent many hours meeting the needs and fulfilling the requirements of the coveted award. As you wear the badge that sets you apart from others, you will always be reminded that it signifies extensive knowledge and training in true regards to others. Being made an Eagle Scout is the mark of distinction, which will be important to you whenever you have chosen fields that you may further on. Best wishes for you and continued success in the future. Gary Oslo, Council President. Richard Strichinger, Scout Executive. Congratulations.
Thanks, Gene. We have a note from the President of the United States, a letter from Vice President and Dr. Joseph Biden, and a letter from the Honorable John F. Kerry. Mark Racicot.
From the White House, Washington. Congratulations on earning the rank of Eagle Scout. We hope you take tremendous pride in the hard work and commitment to service that brought you to this moment. This achievement speaks to your role as a young leader in your community. We encourage you to continue taking on new projects, setting a positive example, and striving to make a difference. Young people like you give us hope for the future, and we wish you all the best. Sincerely, Barack and Michelle Obama. Second letter, Secretary of State. Dear Garrett, I'm honored to join your fellow Boy Scouts in celebrating your Eagle Scout designation. I grew up in and around scouting. My mother was a Cub Scout den leader to me and one of my classmates, Britt Hume, who went on to do some of the most important reporting on government and the major issues of the day. And my mother treasured the pin she received many years later for decades of scouting volunteer work. Knowing what I do know about Eagle Scouts, I'm reminded of the special combination of integrity, perseverance, and discipline it required to bring you to this day. Good for you. Your family, friends, fellow members of your troop, and Boy Scouts of America are all incredibly proud of your hard work and dedication. Congratulations once again, and best wishes for continued success, John Kerry. And lastly, from the Office of the Vice President, Dear Garrett, congratulations on receiving the rank of Eagle Scout. This honor is a testament to your hard work and dedication over several years, and you should be proud. Becoming an Eagle Scout undoubtedly allowed you to learn many valuable life lessons, acquire numerous important skills, adopt guiding principles, and forge new and lasting friendships. I know this because I was once a Boy Scout. You should take great pride in the effort you put forth and the honor that this rank brings to you. To an Eagle Scout, there is no limit to what can be achieved through earnest effort. I encourage you to always pursue honor, loyalty, courage, and service throughout your life. I know that these values, along with the leadership skills you perfected while striving toward the rank of Eagle, will serve you well in all your future endeavors. Congratulations, Joseph R. Biden, Jr.
Thank you, Mark. Next is Peter Buckley, who has a letter from the U.S. Senator's Office, Honorable Elizabeth Warren. Also has a letter from the U.S. Senator Office from Honorable Edward Markey. He also has a citation and flag from Congressman Stephen F. Lynch.
Congratulations, Garrett. From the United States Senate. Dear Garrett, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you on becoming an Eagle Scout, the highest honor a young man within the Boy Scout organization can hope to achieve. I know that it requires a great deal of determination, hard work, and faith in your capabilities to attain this high ranking in Scouting. I believe that your outstanding accomplishment reflects not only you, but also on your family and your community. Our heritage finds its roots in strong, personal dedication to American ideals and a healthy spirit of achievement through self-motivation. The Eagle Court of Honor pays tribute to a select group of Americans in Scouting who commit themselves to those ideals and work to master a broad range of useful skills and subjects designed to foster outstanding citizenship. The goals that you have achieved in order to become an Eagle Scout have supplied you with a unique perspective of what it means to be an American in a world where freedom has become a scarce and cherished privilege. As your senator, I am proud of what you have achieved, and I am confident that the energy, talent, and motivation you have demonstrated will serve you well in all your future endeavors. But above everything else, I want you to remember that you will always be an Eagle Scout. Your reputation for excellence will be earned every day in all your deeds for your family, your community, and your country. Sincerely, Edward J. Markey, U.S. Senator. Also from the House, the United States Senate. In the 113th Congress, the Honorable Elizabeth Warren, Massachusetts, recognizes Garrett Robert McCormick, Eagle Scout honor. I am proud to join your family, friends, and the rest of Boy Scout Troop 516 in congratulating you on your receiving your Eagle Scout Award. This is the highest honor bestowed by the Boy Scouts of America, and it represents strength of character and knowledge, as well as a commitment to your community. The dedication and leadership that you have shown makes you stand out amongst your peers and points toward the bright future you have ahead of you. Congratulations once again on your outstanding achievement. Elizabeth Warren, United States Senator. From the U.S. House of Representatives. This is a certificate of special congressional recognition, presented to Garrett Robert McCormick upon your attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout and the Boy Scouts of America. Stephen F. Lynch, Member of Congress. What also goes with that too, Garrett, is he's also sent over the flag of the United States of America. This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of Honorable Stephen F. Lynch, Member of Congress. This flag was flown over the United States Capitol in honor of Garrett Robert McCormick, Boy Scout Troop 516, in recognition of achieving the rank of Eagle Scout.
Nice job. Thanks, Peter. Next up is a note from the U.S. Senator Honorable Patrick Leahy. And another note from the House of Representatives, Honorable John Boyer? Thank you. And certificate from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Mike Harrington, please present.
Dear Garrett, I was pleased to hear that you were being honored as an Eagle Scout by the Boy Scouts of America. You have made your community a better place through your years of service in the Scout program. I am happy to share in the pride your family and friends have in you. Please accept my congratulations on a job well done. Sincerely, Patrick Leahy, United States Senator. From the Congress of the United States, House of Representatives. Dear Garrett, it is my distinct honor on behalf of the U.S. House of Representatives to congratulate you on attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. This achievement, and all the discipline and determination that went into it, sets you apart as a young leader who represents the pride and joy of your community. What a rewarding day this must be for all the family, teachers, and troop leaders who have watched you grow and instilled in you so many values and life lessons. Please pass along my congratulations to them. As an Eagle Scout, you represent the future of our country. Through your service project, you have demonstrated leadership, organization, and an understanding of what it takes to bring people together to pursue a common goal for the common good. Such skills are invaluable for your future, and the Boy Scouts of Troop 516 are fortunate to have you as a leader. If I could give you one more piece of advice, it would be this. There's nothing in life you can't accomplish if you're willing to work hard and make the necessary sacrifices. Keep up the good work, and best of luck in the future. Sincerely, John A. Boehner. And from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, on behalf of the men and women of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, I am pleased to congratulate you on your attainment of the highest rank that a Boy Scout may earn, Eagle Scout. I know that the occasion of your Court of Honor is a memorable milestone in your life and will be long remembered not only by you, but by your family and friends as well. You have accomplished much in your scouting endeavors and should feel justifiably proud of the leadership skills, organizational abilities, and sense of community and commitment that come from climbing the trail of the Eagle. This quest has required hard work, determination, and perseverance, and the skills and self-confidence you have acquired will serve you well in meeting future challenges. I hope you will continue a lifetime of active citizenship and that you will provide guidance and encouragement to future generations. America and the FBI need bright, dedicated, and loyal citizens to ensure the preservation of our democracy and the American way of life. I salute you and wish you every success in your future pursuits. James B. Comeau, Director, Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Thank you, Mike. I also have a letter of recognition from Deval Patrick and a resolution from Brian A. Joyce to be presented by Dr. Arthur Malik.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Gary, it is good to see you. It is great to see you. It's wonderful to be here. And it's nice to see Jane and Bob Powell. Bob and Jane have been married for over 20 years, and before tonight's festivities, Jane was reminiscing about her and Bob's early dating days. It was very interesting. For the first date, Bob called up Jane, asked her to the movies, and they went. Second date, he called up Jane, asked her to the movies, and they went. Third date, exact same thing. Fourth date, Bob called up Jane, asked her to the movies, and Jane said, Bob, I'd like to have dinner before the movie, if that's okay. And Jane said, I'd like to have dinner before the movie, if that's okay. And Bob said, I think that's a good idea. I'll pick you up at 9 o'clock. That'll give you plenty of time to be finished eating. This first citation is from the governor, our most recent past governor, Deval Patrick. In the interest of time, I'll just briefly summarize it. Congratulations on the great milestone of earning the honor of the Boy Scouts Eagle Scout Award. You, your parents, and each member of Troop 516 should be very proud. With this honor, Garrett, you join a company of distinguished Americans, including congressmen, governors, astronauts, company executives, and other public citizens. You are an example for your community, and your efforts, as well as those of your troop, help us all look forward to a bright future. Signed, Deval Patrick. And finally, the State Senate offers this citation. Again, in the interest of time, I will summarize. Garrett Robert McCormick, in recognition of having made an exemplary contribution to your community, displaying leadership, patience, and perseverance, skills that have elevated you to the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout, et cetera, et cetera. And it's signed by Teresa Murray, the President of the Senate, and Brian A. Joyce, our state senator. Congratulations.
Thank you, Arthur. As usual, a good chuckle. We have a resolution here from the Mass House of Representatives from Kafka Galvin to be presented by Mark Hogan.
Hello, thank you for having me again. I bring you congratulations from my boss, Representative Kafka, and also Representative Galvin, and from myself as a fellow Eagle Scout. I know what you had to do to get here. One of the things that I find interesting about your troop is you guys do something that no other troop that I go to does, and it's this history of Eagle Scout projects. I grew up with a father who was a history teacher with a very big respect for history. Nonfiction is really all I read myself. Actually, I have a 3-year-old, so really I read Dr. Seuss now, but I will be getting back to my nonfiction in about 10 years. But history is important, and I doubt that David C. Perry thought that people would still know what he did for this town back in 1967, and I hope in the years to come that your project will remain on this list along with everybody else's. It's a sad fact, but most people don't give back to their community, and besides your Eagle Scout project, I'm sure you worked on a bunch of other ones and other things the troop has done, and it's really important. You've made a difference for your town, big or small. You made a difference, and I'm sure that you'll make a big difference for whatever you end up doing in the future. So I just want to congratulate you again. Fortunately, after I present this, I'm going to have to run out. So if someone could email me the story about the cigar, I'd like to hear it. But why don't you come up and join me, and I'll read you this resolution on behalf of the House. Congratulating Garrett Robert McCormick of Boy Scout Troop 516 on earning the Eagle Scout Award. Whereas Garrett Robert McCormick is a distinguished member of Boy Scout Troop 516 and has earned the respect and admiration of his family, friends, and fellow Scouts, as well as members of his community in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And whereas the prestigious rank of Eagle Scout, the highest honor bestowed upon a Scout by the Boy Scouts of America, will be presented to Garrett Robert McCormick at an Eagle Court of Honor to be held on Friday, January 30th, 2015. And whereas Garrett Robert McCormick is to be commended for setting a superb example for other youth in his troop and his community through his continued involvement with the Boy Scouts of America and Troop 516. And whereas to earn an Eagle Scout rank, the highest advancement rank in Scouting, a Boy Scout must fulfill requirements in the areas of leadership, service, and outdoor skills. And whereas Garrett Robert McCormick has successfully advanced through the ranks of the Boy Scouts of America, Tenderfoot, Second Class, First Class, Star, Life, and Eagle, through the passage of tests organized by meeting specific requirements and obtaining merit badges. And whereas, enlisting the help of fellow Scouts and friends, Garrett Robert McCormick Eagle Scout Service Project involved building an outdoor classroom in the form of 4 raised garden beds at the Daw Elementary School in the town of Stoughton. Therefore, be it resolved that the members of the Massachusetts House of Representatives hereby join with the community of Stoughton, members of Boy Scout Troop 516, the Boy Scouts of America, his family and friends, hereby extend to him the sincere congratulations and best wishes for continued success in all his future endeavors. And be it further resolved that a copy of these resolutions be forwarded by the clerk of the Massachusetts House of Representatives to Garrett Robert McCormick, distinguished member of Boy Scout Troop 516, Stoughton, Massachusetts. And this is signed by the Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo, the Clerk of the House, Stephen T. James, and your state representatives, Louis Kafka and Bill Galvin. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. There's a citation here from the Stoughton Board of Selectmen being presented by Cynthia Walsh.
I'm here to represent myself and the 4 men that serve with me on the Stoughton Board of Selectmen. Congratulations, Garrett, and your parents. When I was reading the letter that invited me to come tonight, some points stuck out. One was your project. I own a farm. It's farmed by my nephew Joseph, who happens to be an Eagle Scout. His brother John is also an Eagle Scout. And the other thing is that you're in the Army Reserve. My brother Patrick served in the Army during the Cold War. So the only thing he ever killed in battle was an occasional cow when he was running his tank over the fields of West Germany. So I'm sure there's some German farmers who are still cursing the name of Walsh. I like the fact that these are raised gardens. That means that children who use wheelchairs or anyone who has difficulty bending all the way over could still enjoy the raised gardens. And I think one of the reasons we want children to garden is, well, there's several reasons. One is we want them to think of more vegetables than French fries. And studies have shown if you grow it, chances are you'll eat it. I also know you're going to have some flowers, which children could give to people in the community, including their mothers and grandmothers. So it's a laudable project. I know it's worked very well at the senior center. They've had them for several years. They've held up very well. And it's something that future generations will see, and I hope somewhere there's a notation that it's your project, and that children will ask, well, who is this Garrett McCormick? Does anyone know who he was? And so you're a little piece of Stoughton history to the children at that school. The Board of Selectmen has a proclamation. I'm going to eliminate all the whereases and all the Garrett Robert McCormicks, but I'm not going to edit any of the sentiment. Whereas Garrett Robert McCormick has worked diligently through the years to earn the 13 required merit badges to achieve the rank of Eagle Scout, plus an additional 12 merit badges, and has demonstrated his leadership among his peers and commitment to his community through his service project to build an outdoor classroom in the form of 4 raised garden beds at the Daw Elementary School. And his Eagle Scout project will give the students hands-on experience with growing vegetables and/or flowers outdoors, which they can then combine with indoor science studies about plants and water cycles. And whereas Garrett was a member of the Stoughton High School football, baseball, and track teams prior to graduating in 2014, and had recently graduated first in his company from the United States Army Reserves and receiving the Commanding General's Award and the Army Achievement Medal. And Garrett has set wonderful examples of dedication, citizenship, and leadership for other boys in his troop by holding a number of leadership positions throughout his years as a Boy Scout, including patrol leader, senior patrol leader, and assistant crew leader. And whereas Garrett Robert McCormick is a credit to his family, his troop, and his community, now therefore we, Thomas J. Recupero, Joseph M. McCrisky, Cynthia A. Walsh, Robert J. O'Regan, and David J. Souza, all members of the Stoughton Board of Selectmen, extend our best wishes and express the pride of the entire town of Stoughton in the accomplishments of Garrett Robert McCormick and congratulate him on this occasion of his Eagle Court of Honor. This proclamation was made in Stoughton this 30th day of January, the year of our Lord 2015, and it's signed by the chairman, Thomas J. Recupero. Congratulations.
Thanks, Cynthia. I now have a new concern going to Germany. My last name's Walsh as well, and I didn't know that story. Now I'm going to be very concerned.
It's the most common Irish-American surname And you don't know those other ones. They were on a different boat.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next, we have a proclamation from the Stoughton School Committee. Dr. Urell, please.
Good evening. Garrett, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. McCormick. Congratulations, and Troop 516, everybody, congratulations. I come here with the warm congratulations and respects from the Stoughton School Committee and the superintendent. We also prepared a proclamation. Ours is not as long as the selectmen, but nevertheless, we are just a school committee. The Town of Stoughton, a proclamation by the Stoughton School Committee. Whereas, because mine is short, I gotta read the whereases. Citizen of the town gives back to the community unselfishly. And whereas a citizen with a healthy self-esteem and commitment strives for the best. And whereas a citizen is willing to be a role model, work hard, and present himself to others in a positive light. And the school system promotes the involvement of its youth in the issues and challenges that confront them, thereby reinforcing positive habits and perspectives that build self-esteem. And whereas it is important that all Stoughton citizens honor the growth of each individual as a means to allow that individual the opportunity to achieve healthy sense of oneself and to the best of what they can be. Now, therefore, we, the Stoughton School Committee, do hereby honor on January 30, 2015, Garrett McCormick for achieving the rank of Eagle Scout and urge all citizens of the town of Stoughton to take cognizance of this event. This is signed by me, Erdem Ural, Katie Pina Enochian, Dr. Carol Brown, Joyce Husseini, and Joaquin Soares. Garrett, congratulations. And thank you for doing your project.
Thank you, Dr. Urell. I will also now introduce letters from Dr. Margaret Rizzi, Superintendent of Stoughton Public Schools, and a letter from Juliet Miller, the Principal of Stoughton High School, to be presented by Leslie Bornstein.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Good evening, everyone. It's a privilege to stand here and honor Garrett as a mother of an Eagle in Troop 516. Congratulations. What an honorable night for you. Very special. This comes from the Stoughton Public Schools. Dear Garrett, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my personal and professional congratulations to you on earning your Eagle Scout Award. Your thoughtfulness, leadership, and dedication in serving your school and community, culminating in receiving the Eagle Scout Award, make us all very proud of you. I am sure this is one of many achievements you will earn in your lifetime. Once again, congratulations and best wishes in all your future endeavors. Sincerely, Margaret Rizzi, Superintendent of Schools. And I have one from Julie Miller, your principal at Stoughton High School. I had the pleasure of being Garrett's principal for 2 years. At Stoughton High School, we strive to foster the development of responsible citizens who value high academic expectations, diversity, and excellence. I cannot think of a finer example of this mission than Garrett himself. As evidence of this, I'd like to read what a few of the Stoughton High School faculty had to say about Garrett. Garrett McCormick is one of the most mature, dedicated, loyal, and reverent students that I have met at Stoughton High School. His teachers and peers describe him as an old soul who is incredibly responsible and polite. Garrett has a great work ethic, and he is disciplined in everything that he does. He is an incredible leader, and his enthusiasm and dedication to camaraderie is contagious. He has a strong moral compass. Garrett is a bright, dedicated, and precise student athlete who is actively involved in his school and community. Patriotic and loyal, Garrett is a believer in personal responsibility and being a team player. I am honored to speak on behalf of the entire Stoughton High School faculty and community to congratulate you on this amazing accomplishment. It certainly does not surprise us, and we look forward to hearing about your future successes. Congratulations, Garrett. Julie Miller, Principal of Stoughton High School.
Thank you, Leslie. Next up is a letter from the Stoughton Fire Department, a certificate from Pope Francis and Archbishop, and Principal David Barnard, be presented by Greg Goldberg.
Well, first off, I want to take an opportunity right now to, before I start, I'm going to be short, I promise. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country. Garrett, I want to thank you for you doing your duty to God and your country. And I want to thank you for serving us and protecting this country. I also have one piece of advice. We have a similar job that we do things at times that can be dangerous. And one thing that I've done is my family that's back there in the corner, I carry a picture of them in my fire helmet to just think first sometimes before I do things. Because I know right now you're coming out of basic training and you've been taught. Now the work begins. Good luck, stay safe. You're in all of our thoughts and prayers, and thank you for what you do. Letter from His Holiness, Pope Francis, as an expression of esteem for Garrett Robert McCormick, a member of the Boy Scouts of America, Troop 516, extends prayerful good wishes on the occasion of attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigiano, Apostolic Nuncio, Washington, D.C. From the Joseph Daw Jr. Elementary School. Dear Garrett, on behalf of the students and staff of the Daw School, thank you for choosing our school for your Eagle Scout Service project. Through your hard work and extensive planning and leadership, you were able to enhance our outdoor learning environment by building 4 raised planting beds. Prior to the building of the beds, you meticulously planned and collaborated with us on the layout and design of the area. You formulated and executed a fundraising strategy to raise the money for this project. Working around weather constraints and delays, you were able to accomplish the construction of the planting beds in a timely manner. The final product adds to our learning environment and represents high-quality work that will be utilized by teachers and students for years to come. Many areas of the elementary curriculum incorporate planting and growing. With our new beds, the students will be able to plant outside in a natural environment through hands-on approach to learning. Our Daw School Student Council will also be involved with planting a variety of items this spring. The PTO has offered to assist with watering over the summer. The true community involvement will result in a higher level of learning, and we are hoping to be able to grow items that may be served to students through our school lunch program. I feel like I'm saying what Cynthia just said. We are very grateful that because of your thoughtfulness, this is possible. It is our privilege to have you as a Daw Dragon. We look forward to having you visit the students to talk about your accomplishments, such as completing Army basic combat training and achieving this high honor of Eagle Scout Award. Congratulations and good luck with all of your future endeavors. David N. Bonner, Administrative Principal, Daw Elementary School. And now from the Stoughton Fire Department. And I have to apologize. I typed this out and I just noticed a typo. So I'll have another one for you. Certificate of Recognition presented to Garrett Robert McCormick in attaining Scouting's highest rank, the rank of Eagle Scout. This accomplishment takes hard work, planning, and dedication, and honors you, your family, Troop 516, and the Old Colony Council, and is an inspiration to the members of our community and the Stoughton Fire Department. On this 30th day of January 2015, signed Mark W. Doloff, Chief of the Stoughton Fire Department. I would also like to extend my congratulations and extend the congratulations of Eagle Scout and Stoughton firefighter Brian Ernst as well. Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, Greg. I just wondered if the misspelling on there has now created a collector's item for me.
It actually says June 8th.
Ah, okay. All right. So next up is a letter from the Secretary of the Army, John McHugh, and a letter from the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, General Frank J. Grass, be presented by Mr. Joe Baudet.
From the Secretary of the Army, dear Mr. McCormick, I would like to congratulate you on your attainment of Eagle Scout rank. This achievement is in recognition of your outstanding leadership, community service, and outdoor skills. You have proven that you are among the best of America's youth by achieving this distinction. I am confident that the qualities and hard work you have demonstrated will serve you well throughout your life. Congratulations to you and best wishes in all of your future endeavors, John M. McHugh. From the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, Garrett Robert McCormick, this certificate is in proud recognition of your achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The National Guard Bureau recognizes the significant effort and outstanding initiative you have demonstrated in achieving this goal. Your hard work, perseverance, and determination to excel, coupled with your commitment to your community and proven civic service, are highly commendable. Eagle Scout is an honor bestowed on the highest achievers, and it is honorable result of your determined leadership, loyalty, and citizenship. Chief of the National Guard Bureau, Frank J. Grass. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Baudet. Next up, we have a note from President and Mrs. George W. Bush, a certificate from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and the National Rifle Association, the recognition of a free year. Oh, man. Be presented by Stephen Stenstrom. It's a good deal.
A letter from George and Barbara Bush. Congratulations, you've demonstrated an exemplary commitment to personal excellence in achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, and we are delighted to join in commending you on this outstanding accomplishment. The Boy Scouts of America organization embodies the finest in our nation's traditional values, which makes this recognition of your efforts all the more special. Keep up the good work. With our best wishes, George and Barbara Bush. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Special Scouting Achievement Award presented to Garrett Robert McCormick in recognition of your earning Boy Scouts of America's Eagle Scout Award and gaining an important understanding of natural resource. Conservation along the way, you are a solid investment in our nation's future. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is very proud of you and offers our sincere congratulations. The National Rifle Association of America. The National Rifle Association of America recognizes Garrett Robert McCormick as an outstanding young American for having earned the Eagle Scout Award in the Boy Scouts of America.
Thank you, Stephen. Next up is Paula Cohen, who's going to present the letter from Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. Paula, if you can join us. You can sing as well if you wish.
Dear Garrett, as you may have heard, the Eagle Award is a kind of a big deal. But most of the guys in my old troop bailed out around Star or First Class. You stuck it out. And that makes you special. But don't get cocky, Garrett. Contrary to what you may have been told, This award will not change the way the world looks at you. Sorry, but it's true. The vast majority of people you're going to meet in life are going to care about what you've accomplished in the Boy Scouts. And you know what? That's fine. Because while others benefit from being around the type of adult you might become, the only person that will ever be truly affected by what you have accomplished is you. Remember this always. The Eagle Award comes with no magic power or influence. It is merely a reminder that you may have succeeded in one area where most others have failed. That could be a start of a very positive pattern, or it could be something else. I knew a guy who got his eagle a couple of years before me. His chest literally puffed up and never returned to its normal size. He started walking around like the world owed him a living. His dad got him into a decent school, and when he finally graduated, he actually carried his degree in his pocket. Took it to job interviews and showed it around like it was his first merit badge. Today, he is a miserable, pompous pain in the butt with no friends, 2 ex-wives, and a job he hates, always complaining about this or that. He still has an old football trophy on his mantle next to his diploma and a letter from Gerald Ford framed on his desk, congratulating him for something he did 30 years ago. Don't be that guy. Don't wait for the world to acknowledge your accomplishments. By all means, take pride in what you've done, but don't let it get to your head. When you're finished with scouting, donate your uniform to the Salvation Army. Fold up your sash and stow it away somewhere private with all the other tokens of what you've done so far. Then, roll up your sleeves, get out in the world, and put what you've learned to use. Live the Scout law. Remember the Scout oath. Be unique, and don't forget to have fun. Otherwise, Garrett, you'll wind up like most everybody else. Mike Rowe, perpetual apprentice.
Thank you, Paula. Very well done. And that actually completes our list of citations. I would now ask the Scoutmaster Steve Comeau and Eagle Advisor Arlene Graber to come forward to present the troop gift.
I wanted to tell Garrett what a tremendous pleasure it's been as the Eagle Scout Advisor to work with him. He exudes so much confidence and is such a pleasure. And while I am getting more and more gray hairs thinking maybe this project will not be completed, he got it done. And I was very, very proud of his accomplishment. So on behalf of your parents and Boy Scout Troop 516, I would like to present you with this gift. Perhaps you'd like to come forward. I know his mom was instrumental in making this choice while Garrett was away, so I think it's very beautiful and unusual. It's an eagle with an American flag. How about that, huh?
On the front it says, Garrett Robert McCormick, Eagle Scout, Troop 516, BSA Stoughton, Mass., January 26, 2014, which is the date that he earned his eagle.
Thank you, Arlene and Steve. I have one more item I want to present personally to Garrett as a fellow snowmobiler. Many people may not know Garrett's a big snowmobiler, and he started out in, what, a 280? 380. I can never keep track. It's a small engine. But he started out in a small snowmobile, but worked his way up to a 200? 700. Oh, 700, okay. But one thing that was consistent with Garrett, he came up with my son and I up north, and one thing that was consistent in his snowmobiling skill, professional skill, I guess you would term it as. But one of the things that was consistent, no matter what level of machine he was on, he managed to get stuck. So I thought how fitting where, Garrett's moved on to Eagle and he's learned survival skills and first aid and learned a lot of skills in scouting, that it'd be appropriate to show Garrett as an Eagle Scout, as well as showing his ability of getting stuck in the snow. So I have proof here that Garrett actually does get stuck in the snowmobile. It's each of the pictures that you'll have to take a look at. One of them shows he's probably waist deep in snow, probably in his 280. Is it 380? That's 280. Okay, thank you. So my personal congratulations, Garrett. A job well done. So it's now my pleasure to introduce our newest Eagle Scout, Garrett Robert McCormick, who will present his Eagle Charge to the troop.
Excuse me. First off, I would like to start by thanking everyone who has attended tonight, everyone who helped me on my project, and a special thank you to my parents. Without them, none of this would have been possible. I stand here to challenge you today, not only the Scouts, but everyone in the room, to be the best you can be. I challenge you to take opportunities presented and make them the best you can. With the right mindset and a little bit of determination, you can accomplish any goals you set. Now directly towards the Scouts, I want all of you sitting here to take full advantage of what Scouting offers you. Not necessarily get all the way to Eagle Scout, but have the most fun you can. I also want you to pay attention to the lessons being taught and the values that Scouting is trying to instill, because overall it will make you a better person. With my experience in Scouting and now in the Army, I see that a lot of the values taught here in Scouting are also taught in the Army, such as loyalty, duty, respect, service to country, bravery, and many more. So pay attention here, because down the road you'll be successful. I want all of you to take pride in what you're doing and always keep your head held high, because confidence alone will get you far. I want you to find something you can enjoy in Scouting. For me, it was camping, and continue to do it. I want you all to stay involved in the troop and in the community. Even if you don't end up here one day like me, make sure you can look back on your Scouting memory and enjoy it and not have any regrets. I'd like to end with one of my favorite quotes from our former U.S. Army Ranger, Pat Tillman. Somewhere inside we hear a voice. It leads us all in the direction of who we wish to become, but it is up to us whether or not to follow. Again, thank you to everyone here tonight.
Nice job, Garrett. Thank you. I would now like to have we'll now have the Scoutmaster's Minute with Scoutmaster Steve Comeau.
This is one of those times, as you've heard when Brandon was up here talking about the Scouting history, that the Scouts in front go, oh man, when's it gonna end? He's up talking again. And then you have a couple of them that look at their watch and go, let's see how long he talks for. Is it a minute or is it longer? And every time we do an Eagle Court, you want to try to make sure you get to the boys and tell them, do your best. Set a goal, as Garrett just said. You don't have to get Eagle. You can stay tenderfoot, first class, second class, life. Get out and enjoy what Scouting has for you to do. Go on these trips. Martha's Vineyard, bike trips. That's what Memories has. Garrett has these memories that no matter what happens and what he accomplishes through his life, he's going to have these memories that will always be with him. challenge you guys to do that too. Be involved in the troop. Go do the stuff and have a good time. You know, throughout this night, you've heard different people have different things to say about them. I wrote down a couple of things just now. Achievements, goals, strive to be your best. It was almost repetitive that you've heard from everyone that's talked about them. Doing your best, everything. One thing that we've learned tonight that some people did is that Garrett just came back from basic training. What he's learned at Boy Scouts and working his way to Eagle was that while he was at basic training, he was first in his class. So even though ranked to Eagle, he didn't stop there. He went to basic, he did the best he could, came out first in his class, so that was a great job. He also had the Commanding General Awards, which is the Army Medal for Achievement. Again, striving, setting goals, and never stopping. So you guys should do the same thing, no matter whether it's an Eagle, getting awards, or just doing your best and having fun. One of the things, I was looking through a book the other day of different quotes and sayings and that type of stuff, and I came across one, and I thought it kind of fit Garrett. So it goes, does it mean more to you if you have to work hard for something compared if it were just given to you? It's a fact that the harder you work for something, the more it means to you. And I'm sure the hardest you worked for your ego and working forward in your life, I'm sure it means a lot to you. And congratulations.
Thank you, Steve. Thomas, could I have you come down here? By earning the rank of Eagle Scout, Garrett joins a very select group of peers in Scouting. It is customary at these ceremonies to recognize all those present who have also earned the highest rank in Boy Scouting. I would like to invite all those who are Eagle Scouts to come to where Thomas is standing and introduce yourselves, giving the year of your award and your troop number. Then remain standing in the semicircle area in front of him, and we will do this by increasing seniority. And I will start with, are there any Eagles present who have earned a rank in the year of 2014?
James Comeau, 2014, 516 Stoughton.
Billy Campanario, 2014, Stoughton, Massachusetts.
Thank you, gentlemen. Any in 2013?
Brian Walsh, 2013, Troop 516 Stoughton.
2012? How about since 2000? How about the 1990s? 1980s? 70s? Do I dare ask 60s? Okay. Are there any other Eagle Scouts? I guess not. Congratulations, miss. You may now be seated. Okay, we have now reached the conclusion of the ceremony. Thank you for joining the troop, Garrett and his family in the ceremony. There are a few people I would like to thank for their help behind the scenes in preparing tonight's ceremony. They include Ann Campanario, who helped the McCormicks organize the refreshments, which you are invited to enjoy downstairs. Thanks also goes to the McCormick family, Arlene Graber, Debbie Zorn, Lisa Buckley, and Dr. Arthur Malik. and Leslie Bornstein, who have all worked very hard to organize this ceremony. For these Eagle ceremonies, there's a lot of activity that has to happen in the background, getting all the citations put together, getting the invitations out. Each one of these takes a lot, getting the program put together, doing the desserts downstairs. There's a lot of activity that goes on, a lot of people don't see. It makes everybody's job a lot easier, all these people who work behind the scenes. So I'd like to congratulate all of you and thank you for all your support and help in putting this together. And last but not least, I would like to thank Jeffrey Pickett from the Stoughton Media Access Group, SMAC, up in the back, who's been covering the event for us tonight. We give him a round of applause for joining us. Thank you, Jeff. I ask that you remain in place as the colors are retired. The troop marches down the aisle. If you have not already done so, please take a moment to sign the guest book at the front entrance when you came in. And you are all welcome to join Garrett and his family downstairs in the gymnasium for a reception and refreshments immediately following the conclusion of the ceremony. Would you like to do one more thing, Garrett? Here's your chance. Garrett, I think, has one more thing he wants to do.
I just got some flowers to hand out to some of the people that helped me on my project. Mrs. Graber? Mrs. Zorn, these ones have got your name on them. These ones are for Mrs. Buckley. Then the last one's for Mrs. Campanario, who's set up all the food downstairs, which we're going to go enjoy in a minute. I know, let's do it.
Very nice, Garrett. Thank you. Thomas?
Scouts and Scout leaders, please rise. Please join me in our customary closing prayer. May the great Scoutmaster of all the great Scouts be with us as we meet again. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Color guard to your posts to retire the colors. Retire the colors.